Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Finish Stream Podcast. I am Contrell, joined as always by Charlie, Sarah, Riley.
Hey, good job.
How are you guys doing?
Great.
Fine.
Amazing.
Love
the energy.
It was
Yeah.
amazing.
Why am I always amazing?
Yeah,
because
why?
I'm with you three. That's why I'm always
It's
Get out.
yeah.
Today's movie is called The Marvels 2023, rated PG-13, runtime of 1 hour 45 minutes, and spoilers are ahead. Before we get started, guys, please give us a like, subscribe, follow. We are on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. We are at Affinity Streaming Podcast. All right. Captain Marvel gets her powers mixed up with Miss Marvel and Monica Rambeau, forcing them to work together to save the world. Directed by Nia DaCosta, November 10th, 2023, released in the U.S., starring Brie Larson, Taone Paris, and Iman Vellani. 62 critics on Rotten Tomatoes, 82% audience on Rotten Tomatoes, 4.7 on Film Affinity.
Oh my god. Very deserved.
I finally agree with Film Affinity.
You what?
I finally agree with Film Affinity.
Did you? Thank you!
All
Oh
right.
my god.
Agree. Riley, let's go.
All right. So the movie made me laugh a decent amount, which I enjoyed that aspect of. Obviously, you need to see prior shows and stuff to understand it because they just hop right in and it's, I don't know. I didn't know anyone's story besides Captain Marvel, so that part was a little lost, but I was just constantly cracking up at the Flurkins. They killed me and I enjoyed that in the movie. So, yeah, it should be longer and they should include more backstory, but I enjoyed it. It's fine.
It was terrible. The kitten thing, it's like the most stupid thing I ever seen.
What thing?
Like
The
the
Flurkins.
kittens or the fucking cats.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, what am I watching this? Like, very not, like, engaging that at all. And one question, like, is, like, that captain girl,
Which captain?
yeah, like, the main character,
Brie Larson.
going to the sun and making it work? Why
Yeah.
she doesn't do that at the very beginning?
She
You didn't think about it.
Well, you didn't think about it, but this is fucking stupid. You could save me like 2 hours of like this stupidness. And the only part that I enjoyed, it was like the Indian family. They were the best, and they were like supporting roles. Like not even like no, it was just bad. It was a hot mess, and I'm so sad because I would like to support this type of movies because they're like lead by female, right, and also like directed by, but I can't in this one.
No. It's kind of like lazily made.
Thank you. There's so many holes in
I
the
think they
script.
just wanted. They just like, oh, we'll just put women in and people will go watch it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they didn't put the effort at all, like
No.
to make a good movie, because it would be like it could be a good movie, but with a good script.
I feel like the problem was there were too many prerequisites to enjoy the film.
Yeah, most of the Marvel movies, I don't feel like confused going in. This one, I was like, who are these
Exactly,
people? What is
exactly.
going? It felt like I was watching like episode 6 of like a 10-episode season, you know, and I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is happening? Like, am I
Yeah.
supposed to know all these
Not
people? Like,
engaging at all.
Yeah, like I said, it felt like I walked in 40 minutes late on the movie.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was
even from
I
the
missed,
very
yeah.
beginning, I was like, oh, am I missing stuff? Is part of my video missing?
yeah. I
Yeah,
think that's
yeah,
just
yeah.
that's just Marvel's so deep now. It's like you just have to.
Well, like I didn't feel that
You have
about
to
the
know.
other ones. Like we watched Guardians of the
Exactly.
Galaxy, I didn't feel lost. Even
That's
if you
true.
don't know, even if you've seen none of them, I mean, you kind of had to know that what's her name, Garona, what's her name?
Yeah.
Gamora.
Gamora.
Gamora was like gone and
Dead,
then came
yeah.
back. You have to know that, but I don't know. That's not like a huge thing, and I think they even say that, and it comes up a lot. And I don't know. This
Yeah.
one, I was just like, I don't know who these people are. I'm supposed to
They-
like care about their backstories already, and like I don't know.
But they kind of gave more of the backstories later in. Like, a very, very brief. But, I mean, that at least gave me something. Because I literally knew nothing, like, how did she get the bangle or how did Monica get the powers. But at least they mentioned it later. Just for something, because otherwise I would have known nothing.
Yeah, and I did watch Miss Marvel and WandaVision, but I still didn't know.
What is
I watched
WandaVision have to
Captain
do
Marvel.
with this?
That's where Monica Rambeau.
Oh, really?
That's
her.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's,
just in that show.
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
didn't know either. So exactly.
Well, she said when I walked through the hex field, she was
Yeah.
talking about going to WandaVision.
Okay.
Okay.
To deal with
I
Scarlet
just
Witch.
figured it.
Yeah.
For that one, like, it didn't matter to me because she just goes, oh well, I just got it somehow. It's like whatever. That's like how they always
Yeah.
get it.
And what about this princess story?
Oh my God, we'll get to that.
It's like
that part was bad.
Yeah, I
Let's
skipped through
go. Well, before we go to bad, Riley, give us your favorite scene, favorite or moving or touching moment scene, anything that was great.
I don't know what that was. I mean, as I said before, the Flurkins cracked me up and the Indian family cracked me up. Like, they just made me laugh throughout. And also, Kamala, like, made me laugh at some of her reactions. I thought that she did a good job acting the role she was supposed to act. So any of those scenes just made me laugh. Nothing super specific stands out, but I don't care if people think the cats are stupid. I think it's hilarious.
exactly. I can be like more on the other side. I thought these jokes were so like shallow and not working, but I love the scene where the fight was happening in the living room, like in the living room.
in Kamala's family's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they
That
destroyed
scene
the house.
was good. Yeah, I destroyed the house and they were like doing the switching.
Yeah.
That part was like entertaining. It was like, okay, I can watch this. And the best line ever is like the mom that on the screen, like telling her daughter, "You're not going to space on an adventure. You're not."
Kamala, you are not going on any space adventure.
Instead of like, you cannot go to the theater.
Yeah.
Same thing. And I was like, that part. I was like, okay, I believe the mom the whole time. The mom, like actress, and they were like, yeah, it was like legit. So that's the Indian family.
Yeah, but I found them kind of distracting because, like, why are they in space?
Oh yeah,
It's
that's
like-
why they
It
went
made
there.
no sense.
No,
Because their
we didn't.
house was under attack, I guess.
No,
So
it wasn't.
I guess
It
because they were
wasn't.
switching. I don't know.
It wasn't. Why
they
they
keep
brought
them
them
safe.
there?
Because
them
they
in
were
more-
the best part of the movie, so they had to
Exactly.
bring them to
Yeah,
space.
so that's just like a sign of bad writing because they wrote backwards. They went, we
Yeah.
want them in space. Why? Just forget about it.
Yeah.
Just don't
yeah.
think about it.
Yeah.
Favorite. We were being positive. We were doing favorite scenes.
Okay.
Why?
No,
Oh, my
you
That's how
favorite.
we
can
start.
My
say
favorite.
no.
I thought it was great when the villain exploded. That actually was really funny to me.
Oh,
Like not even she doesn't die. She just literally just goes explodes. It's like so
yeah. I enjoyed the scene where they were training to learn. They're like, and they were doing
yeah. See,
double
I wanted
dutch.
more of the switching
In
stuff.
the
Yeah, the
in the,
switching.
were they
Yeah.
like doing the calm thing?
Yeah, the jump rope.
Yeah.
The jump rope.
Yeah.
The first fight was pretty good actually,
Yeah.
and I wish there were more like that where they kind of. I would have had that fight and then like another one where they're like still switching and they're still kind of like fumbling around, and then maybe the final one against whoever the villain was.
Yeah, I don't
whatever
even know
Yeah,
her
what's
name.
her
Yeah.
name?
And then that one they like have it all together and they work
Or
it out,
Hala.
and then finally they like now we understand all the switching stuff.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go back. You said Kamala was your favorite part.
Who is Kamala?
Miss
The girl.
Marvel, the young girl, Miss Marvel,
Teenager.
Kamala Khan. So she had a six episode TV series on Disney, and the reason I didn't find her charming because in all 6 episodes she was the exact same
Okay.
person, and after 3 episodes I was
It was
tired of her,
super
and now
yeah.
a movie of her
Okay.
reactions and
Yeah.
ooh, Captain Marvel.
Exactly. 1 second. Like does she adore Captain Marvel?
Yeah.
Yes.
Doesn't look like, because she talks to her like it's just like her colleague, and it's like if I admire something, I wouldn't like act like she does at all. So I can believe that. I'm
Why not?
sorry,
No, I
Kamala.
can't
She-
believe that. She's like a fangirl.
Yeah, she was like
That's
a
literally
fangirl.
how-
She's a
all
fangirl.
excited.
1 second, and after that they're just like, okay, let's go save the world.
All right.
No.
The bad guy's name was
Well,
named
that's like-
Darbin.
Yeah.
Who
So-
cares? Who cares? But anyway, that's like a problem that I was having too. Is like all the emotional beats like that are just kind of they have them for 1 second, then they just drop them.
Exactly.
immediately.
They're so
like they have the moment
washed
between
out.
Monica and Carol, like,
Yeah.
oh, you weren't there, and then literally 2 seconds later,
Yeah.
they're just talking and joking. It's like, what do you? Wait, hold
Wait,
on,
wait,
like,
the line,
give it a moment,
Exactly.
like, let it sit. The moment of like sadness that
Exactly.
you weren't there for. 20
You
years.
you told us that you would be back before I knew it, and after nothing, like 30 seconds. Okay, let's do this.
Well,
you
we have
know?
to do this.
Yeah,
And it's, like,
yeah,
joking and
yeah.
trying
They
to-
have to
Um,
save the world. Like, what do you
Okay, look,
expect?
What the
I
fuck?
expect the movie to
Wait,
give it a
perdón por
moment.
cursing.
I expect
Okay,
the movie to like
yeah.
give it a moment and be like,
To
I'm
leave
sorry,
something.
and I'm sorry, and like the
Yeah.
scene should end there.
Exactly.
and then the
no,
next scene starts, not just- Oh yeah, so sad.
Anyway.
Charlie, your favorite character, Charlie.
My favorite character, I don't have a
You
favorite.
have a favorite character?
The mom.
The mom. I agree. 100%.
Right?
Yeah. And she was mean in the
CC.
in the series.
Oh.
Because Kamala didn't tell her she was Miss Marvel, and
Yeah,
she was
so
just
she learned to deal
mean
with
to her.
it, I
Yeah,
guess, in the show.
So
Oh.
she was much.
That's what I understood in the
Yeah.
show. She got
Yeah, that's what I understood. Like she was like very against stuff.
Yeah,
as you would, right?
as you would be. I mean, I feel like I'd be pretty psyched if my kid had some powers.
I mean,
I know.
it can get
it's
hurt.
exciting.
well,
She can get
it
Well,
depends
I-
on what power.
I would be excited if
Uh-uh.
my kid had powers and we were in a Marvel movie, because then they're fine.
No, they're
Yeah,
not.
they're fine.
Maybe they'll be trapped in another dimension, but they'll come back.
Yeah.
If
If they were like
Just
Clark
trapped in
Kent,
another
if they were like
universe.
indestructible, I
Yeah.
wouldn't worry. I wouldn't be like, oh, don't go play football. I'd be like,
Because she's normal without her bangle, right?
no,
No,
she
she
no,
has
she
no powers
has,
in
she
her.
still have things.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because she had both Bengals were off in space at one point,
Yeah.
and she reached
Oh, she
out
did still.
and brought
Okay.
them in.
Okay.
Your favorite character is Kamala.
Yeah, I enjoyed her.
All
I
right.
mean, maybe I understand what you're saying. If I watched a whole series of that, I could see getting sick of it, but that was the first I'd ever seen her.
Yeah,
And I just found it funny, her fangirling over.
And what
her.
is about that dress and costume?
What stress?
The dress that Kamala has. If someone can explain
you
me.
need to watch the sixth. It
I'm
evolved.
not gonna.
It evolved over the 6 episodes.
So why?
I don't know. I don't know where the scarf came from. Did the scarf?
Oh yeah.
Was it a magic scarf?
I thought it was given. I thought she
Like,
got
did he
it.
give it to her?
I
No.
guess.
No, he got
she
it.
always had
Yeah.
it?
Oh, that's what I noticed
Well,
during the fight.
But
She had-
I assume he gave it to her because he's like, use your
Use
scarf.
the scarf, yeah.
But it was very stupid.
I don't know.
But I thought maybe he enchanted it with magic powers
I
or something.
guess because it was very strange.
I didn't finish Miss Marvel, so maybe the scarf is magic.
But why is he? How does he know that? Why is he telling
You're
her?
right. You're right. Well,
I'm
He's
gonna
got
watch
a.
it.
It's because he's got a mansplain
He's
how to
got a
fight to her.
Jesus.
yes. You please watch it
Also,
and get
why,
back
I'll
to
why
let
it
didn't
you
he
know.
sing it at her?
because he was bilingual.
That
Oh,
line,
oh.
that line was
That
the only
was-
good part of that,
That
section.
was what else I'm watching.
Yeah.
That
So
line.
we'll start with what would have changed. I would have cut that whole scene out. The princess.
So
It's
I like the
Exactly.
fight part, but the singing and the.
it
I
was
guess they were
so-
trying to do maybe a Bollywood
Wait.
tribute. Maybe?
Yes, exactly. Or more like
Oh.
musical stuff. And the guy that sung, he was great. He sung very well. I mean, the song was but
The
her
prince?
voice, the guy was singing. I don't.
Yeah, the prince.
Yeah. No, the one that is like the husband. No, was like another guy was singing anyway.
Oh, okay.
The guy who introduces them to the room.
Yes, that one. His voice is so nice, but the
Yeah.
song was terrible.
Yeah. So it's like why?
What else would you have changed?
Me?
Anybody?
I mean-
no cats.
Yeah, I think you gotta
No
start
fucking.
over.
I
Then
was
the movie
so.
would be even worse.
I was
No.
that make it so worse. Like
Yeah.
so worse. Like why you need like those cats to like take people to the fucking other like planet?
Because
No,
they take up less space. It's a perfectly
That's-
good concept.
that's
No,
you.
it's a terrible.
It's a terrible
Why
concept.
wouldn't the Flurkins eat them though?
That's not what the Flurkins do.
It's terrible.
Oh, did you read the comics of this?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I did not.
Because I want to know how closely it compares with that.
Nah.
Because clearly, the
I
Flurkins
don't
have to be in there.
think I've ever seen Flurkins in comics, but I'm not as thick on my Marvel history as I am on the DC history. I know Captain Marvel. Well, Monica Rambeau went by Captain Marvel at one point also when she was in Avengers. But other than that,
Yeah.
I never read any Miss Marvel
the
comics.
Flurkins are in the comics.
All right, I never read any Miss Marvel comics, so that could be.
And it seems pretty.
When did the
accurate.
Flurkins first appear in comics? Like what year? Like if it's like 2015, then I wouldn't know because
I stopped reading.
You stopped reading them?
No, I just don't read like Miss Marvel. Like if they appear,
Well,
But you were before
Marvel.
2015.
It didn't.
No, I'm just saying she's a new character.
Yeah,
the
Captain
young Miss
Marvel.
Marvel.
Oh, the young one.
The young one is a new
Captain Marvel's
character.
been around
But Captain
forever.
Marvel's been around long. But Captain Marvel was a man at first, and then they made it Carol Danvers, and then it's a long
Yeah, it's a confusing thing.
It's a confusing thing.
Because DC had Captain Marvel first.
DC also had Captain Marvel,
No,
but
they
that was
had
a copyright issue with.
I think they had it first.
They had it first
Yeah,
because they
and
bought
then-
it from Wiz Comics.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
But
Marvel had their own because obviously they're Marvel.
Yeah.
They wanted to, yeah.
And then I don't know if they won a legal battle, and then
I
Captain
think
Marvel
they did.
became Shazam.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a lot going
Comics
on.
are weird.
Comics are weird.
It's like the longest running soap opera
Look at
in
it
the
is.
world.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so that's That's a recent comic book,
Yeah.
Captain Marvel,
Okay,
which
so,
I haven't read any Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel comics. Only
Okay.
Captain Marvel I know is Monica Rambeau Captain Marvel from the 80s when she was in the
Original one.
Avengers.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, no kids,
Uh,
kittens or cats or whatever.
Anyway, we know there's going to be prequels. There's already been a prequel.
Yeah,
We know there's going to be a sequel
of course.
spinoff. But which character do you think most deserves the prequel spinoff series? Who would you want to see?
Monica.
Yeah, Monica.
Monica.
Yeah.
I don't want to know anything else.
I mean, I want to know Monica's story, like how, I don't know. I feel
We
like it
already-
would be
We
interesting.
already got her story, right? You said it was in.
It's in WandaVision.
So is it all
Yes.
in there?
Most of it.
Okay.
WandaVision was actually a lot. I enjoyed it,
Okay.
Yeah.
so I would give that a recommend.
Okay.
But I guess they're setting it up for her to be in the X-Men universe, because she was with Beast and Binary,
Yeah.
and she thought Binary was her
Yeah.
mom.
Uh-huh.
What's his face is back as Beast.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
confused at that part. That makes sense.
Yeah.
now.
Fraser.
Fraser.
I can't remember the actor's
Fraser's
name
Beast.
right now.
What's Fraser's
I-
real name?
That went over my head
That in went
Oh
over
my
your
God,
head.
I'm like completely
Yeah.
blanking.
because I don't know what's happening. I don't know any backstory. So
Yeah, you just have to know the. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Are
Beast
the
is
X-Men stuff
X-Men,
good?
I
but
watched
it's a different
X-Men.
universe. It's a different.
Yeah, exactly. I don't
Universe.
recall any Monica Rambeau or whatever the name.
Well, it's
Right,
they didn't
because
own the rights.
she just
Well,
went
they-
back.
No, it's because the X-Men was owned by Fox.
Okay.
Marvel was owned by Disney.
Yes.
They could not appear in the same movie until
Now we're in Sony
Yeah.
and Fox
because Disney
all
bought
have
Fox.
they bought
Yeah.
it back. Yeah.
Oh, so everything for the comics,
Yes.
everything for the backstories of all the.
Backstories. Yeah, it's gonna get even
characters.
worse. You don't want to see any.
No,
What about Miss Marvel and Kate Bishop at the end?
no,
When Kate, you don't know who
Me-
Kate
I
Bishop
don't-
is, so
I don't think
Hawkeye's
I care.
daughter was at the
Oh.
end.
I
Bow
care
and
so
arrow.
little about that.
Oh,
I was like,
at the end they were like, "Let's team up,
Yeah.
please."
Sure, why
That
not?
was- all right, moving
I
on.
just didn't care. It's just like, who-
They're
who
just setting
cares?
up the next.
They're
movie.
It's gonna be
setting
the
up
next
more
TV
and more and
show.
more
That's
and
what
more.
the
They're
whole
gonna have
movie
a
felt
whole
like. It's just
Kid gang.
It was like an episode in the middle of a series to set up another series,
Another series, yeah.
series
You're
or a
right.
show.
Yeah.
I was
That's what it
like,
was.
I don't care about this movie.
Yeah.
It didn't bring in new.
No.
I don't think it established anything
Didn't
new.
establish anything new. There was no interesting plot. No, nothing interesting.
I didn't really care about the characters either.
No, they
Really
fall
didn't,
for like
yeah.
the biggest villain traps ever.
Yeah.
I guess those other planets are just
Yeah, no, those other planets are dead, right? All those people are dead. They just left
yeah,
them.
yeah. And again, like they don't even pause a moment to feel sad about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm sorry. No, it's all good.
It's like, oh no, it's already too late. Let's get on the ship and go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Anyway.
that moment should have like for Kamala, that should have been a big moment. She
Yeah.
should have been like really upset.
Seeing
Instead
her,
of the next scene, she's
people
just
dying,
like, yeah, and like, oh, you can't save everyone. That's like the classic superhero lesson,
Yeah.
right? But they don't really go into that at all. It's just like Well, we did our bet, and then it's time to move on. Just
All right. So, how many of us are recommending this movie?
What?
Recommending. Are we recommending this movie to anyone?
Who am I recommending it to?
unless you're just like desperate for
there's-
Marvel content.
There's a certain audience I would recommend it to.
Only if you're like desperate for Marvel.
Exactly.
I
If
said
you
if you're a Marvel completist.
Exactly. If you
Yeah.
like want to like check the boxes for like all the
Yeah.
Marvel movies,
Yeah.
then yeah,
But,
because
like,
it's 2 hours, you know.
It's not
Could be
even-
worse.
It's like an hour and a half.
Hour
I know.
45.
Ah,
It's
no,
so
no,
fast
It's not
to
even an
watch.
hour.
Yeah.
An hour
Thank
because
God.
there's the
It-
It
credits.
felt
45,
2
yeah.
hours.
What's with the credits? So it's like an hour and a half.
Yeah, basically.
All right. Since we all hated this movie, let's
I
didn't hate
recommend.
it.
Well, since the majority of us hated this
Uh-huh.
movie, along with Film Affinity 4.7, which is probably the lowest we've done, right?
I
No.
think so.
4.7?
There
No,
was
I
one that
think
was
so.
lower.
What was
Yeah.
Hypnotic? Is that higher?
Oh,
I don't know.
maybe.
Maybe Hypnotic.
No.
Yes,
come on. This
yes.
was technically better than Hypnotic. But
Wait,
Hypnotic
wait.
was a lot
Was
funnier.
it?
No, Hypnotic was better.
Hypnotic was a lot funnier. It's not a better movie.
I feel like I may have enjoyed Hypnotic better.
Oh,
than
I
this
enjoyed
Me
it.
too. I enjoyed Hypnotic better.
Well, I enjoyed it a lot more, but it's not a better movie. This is technically a better
I don't know
movie.
why
It's
you
the
said
same thing as
Hypnotic is
Aquaman.
4.7.
the same
It's the
rating.
Yeah.
What was Aquaman?
Aquaman was a little bit higher.
And both-
Aquaman was a 5 on Film Affinity.
Oh,
Yes.
So clearly it's a better movie.
Yeah,
It
clearly.
was not better.
Aquaman was 5.2.
worse.
Damn.
Aquaman was
Aquaman was
worse.
5.2.
Worse.
I think I like Aquaman better than this.
Me too.
Really?
Me
Yeah,
too.
Yeah,
There's, like, this movie is just annoying in a lot of ways.
yeah.
5.2 Aquaman.
5.2 on
Amigos.
Aquaman.
Also, I got the sense that Aquaman wasn't trying to be any more than it was.
That's true.
Yeah.
So like it was just like we're just gonna
It
have a
is what
fun
it
adventure.
is.
It's gonna be water and pew 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 guns
Yeah.
and explosions.
Yeah.
And this movie it has these like moments. It's like the classic Marvel thing where they have these moments of like drama, but then they just want to
Then they kill it with a joke. Yeah.
Well, this time they didn't kill it with a joke. They just moved on
Blew over
instantly.
it. Yeah.
It's really weird.
So Brie Larson was in Scott Pilgrim. I know you guys know that's one of my favorite movies,
Yeah.
right?
She's
But
not in the show at all, I guess.
she is in the cartoon.
Oh, she is
Yeah.
actually. Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
But she was also in a movie called Short Term 12. That was really good. It was an indie movie back before she
Okay.
was Brie Larson.
Yeah.
So that's a good movie.
Before she was Brie Larson.
Before she was
Well-
the star.
Well, she also, which I didn't even know, and now I want to go back and see. She apparently was in 13 Going on 30.
Really?
Apparently, because I was looking up her things, and I was like, "What? Like, what
Is
is she
that,
playing there?" Because I've seen that movie a bunch of
Is
times.
that the Alias lady? What's her name?
What?
In 13 Going on 30. The lady who plays on Alias. What's her name? It was
I
married to
don't
Ben
know.
Affleck. She's in the Capital One commercials.
I have
What's
no
her name?
idea. I don't know Capital
Okay.
One commercials.
13
I'm
going
behind
on
my
30. Who's
Capital
the
One
star?
commercial
I'm
knowledge.
getting there. I'm getting there.
Is that the movie
It's,
you're recommending?
Oh yeah, that's the movie. I'm
Jennifer
recommending.
Garner.
It is Jennifer Garner. Good job.
Thanks.
I don't even know.
You're
It's
recommending
Jennifer Gardner
13
and Mark
going
Ruffalo.
on 30.
They're great in that movie.
Yeah. But
Love
you
that
couldn't
movie.
remember their names.
I knew Mark. I
Oh.
couldn't
Okay.
think of her name at first.
Charlie, do you have a movie you're recommending?
No, not really.
No,
I can
not
recommend Frasier. I enjoy that show.
All right, Frasier, because the Beast was in it.
Yeah,
What's his real name? Did we
I
come
can't
up with
remember
that?
it. Nope. I don't remember. It'll come to me like after we're done with the show. Then I'll remember.
Wow. Sarah,
I don't.
you don't have a recommendation?
No.
Wow.
Kelsey Grammer.
Kelsey Grammer.
Wow. All right then.
People watch
Awesome.
whatever you want, but
So
not
many-
Marvel. Now.
Not Marvel.
Not Marvel.
We've watched action movies that you claim to love and you just hate them.
Because are bad done right now. Watch all the Batman series of Christopher Nolan. They're brilliant, and that's still
Do you-
action movies.
Do you think it's just the time in which you watch them?
No,
Because we all hated this
Yes,
movie.
just
So
exactly. No,
But I'm saying, like,
no. I just
All right.
can't like overlook that.
Does anyone have a shout out this week?
I do have a shout out.
All right, let's go.
I'm gonna give a shout out to our host because you're working so hard to have all this like thing going, and this is my appreciation shout
I
out.
appreciate it. Thank you. That's the one you go to when you don't have a shout out.
Yeah.
No.
Before, right?
You gotta
No,
work.
I really thought about that thing like during the week because it's
All
like
right.
it
Very
is
nice of you.
Thank
because
you.
it's a lot of work. I know what it
It
is
is,
like
yeah.
doing social media, and that's a lot.
Thank
so
you. I
thank you.
appreciate it.
Yeah, before you make fun of me.
I'm not
Thank
making
you.
fun of you.
You make
Violet,
fun
do
of
you have
me.
a shout out?
My shout out is for
Adios.
the Super Bowls this weekend, so just gonna shout that out, and hopefully we see a Taylor Swift appearance there. You know, make it a great show, and Bulat's gonna host the Super Bowl party, so shout out to all that fun stuff.
Nice. Charlie.
Oh, well, it's the Lunar New Year.
Happy,
Oh,
Happy New Year.
yes.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Good
Happy
job.
New Year, especially to all our Asian viewers. So,
Yes.
Try to representing.
And I'm going to give a shout out to Carl Weathers, who passed recently,
That's right.
who played Apollo Creed in the Rocky movies and 100 other roles. So, shout out Apollo Creed. All right, Sarah, do you want to tell us what movie we're doing next?
Yes, I'm kind of sick of all these like dumb stuff.
All this cape shit.
And I'll try to see if Napoleon can bring something different to the table.
Awesome. We were going to watch Napoleon next week. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you as always. For Riley, Sarah, Charlie, I'm Control. We'll see you next time on Infinity Streaming.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.